I only took the DNA test because of a TikTok trend. You know the one, people crying over surprise siblings, discovering their 12% Viking, finding long-lost cousins in Sweden. It looked harmless, fun, maybe even interesting. I was 17, bored, curious, so I spat in a tube, sealed it up, and mailed off my genetics like it was a personality quiz. 3 weeks later, my life cracked open. The email didn't look dramatic. New DNA match found. I expected something like third cousin in Ohio. Instead, I saw this. High confidence match 98%. Case reference, active missing persons investigation. At first, I thought it was a glitch. Then I saw the name. Lila Monroe, missing, age 5, disappeared 12 years ago. I'm 17. The math hit like ice water. I clicked the profile. There was a picture. Brown eyes, same dimple on the left cheek. Same birthmark on the collarbone. I know because I have that birthmark too. I showed my mom that night while she was folding laundry. Isn't this weird? I laughed. She didn't laugh. The color drained from her face so fast I thought she might faint. That's not funny, she whispered. I'm not joking. It says 98% match. That's basically identical. She grabbed my phone and stared at the screen like it was something venomous. You need to delete this, she said. Delete it. That was the first moment I knew something was very wrong. 2 days later, the police showed up. Not local cops, state investigators. They were polite. Too polite. Do you know why we're here, Ava? One of them asked. My mom stood behind me in the kitchen, gripping the counter so hard her knuckles were white. It's about the DNA thing, isn't it? The older detective exchanged a look with the younger one. You're a 98% genetic match to Lila Monroe, he said. Her case has been open for 12 years. I swallowed. I've never heard of her. My mom finally spoke. She's my daughter, she said sharply. The room went silent. I stared at her. What? The detective's voice was calm, but I could hear something underneath it. Mrs. Carter, according to hospital records, your daughter Ava was born here in 2008. Yes, my mom snapped. And Lila Monroe was reported kidnapped in 2014. My brain felt like it was lagging behind the conversation. Kidnapped, I repeated. The detective nodded. From her home. No forced entry. No ransom note. She vanished overnight. He looked at me carefully. Genetically speaking, Ava, you are almost certainly Lila Monroe. That night, my mom locked herself in her bedroom. I sat on the floor outside the door. Tell me what's going on, I begged. Nothing. I started researching. Lila Monroe had gone missing from a small town 3 hours away. Blonde hair, brown eyes, birthmark on collarbone, parents, Daniel and Rebecca Monroe. There was a photo of them holding up an age-progressed image of what Lila might look like at 17. It looked exactly like me. The next morning, my mom acted like nothing happened. You're not talking to them again, she said flatly. They think I'm someone else. You're not. Then why'd I match her DNA? She hesitated. That hesitation was louder than any confession. The Monroes requested to meet me. My mom refused. The court got involved. Because a 98% match isn't coincidence. It's biology. I met them in a sterile office room. Rebecca Monroe started crying the moment she saw me. Daniel Monroe just stared. You have her eyes, he whispered. I didn't know what to say. I didn't feel like their daughter. But I also didn't feel like mine anymore either. Then the real twist hit. The DNA didn't just match Lila. It matched her parents. Perfectly. Meaning I wasn't just related. I was theirs. Not adopted. Not distant. Biologically. I was Lila Monroe. But here's the part that makes this story terrifying. There was no record of me being adopted. No forged birth certificate. No hospital switch. No paperwork errors. According to every official document, I was born to my mom. So how was I also Lila Monroe? The breakthrough came from something small. A scar behind my ear. I've had it as long as I remember. I asked my mom once how I got it. She said I fell down the stairs as a toddler. But Rebecca Monroe had a photo. Lila at age 4, with that exact same scar. From a dog bite, 12 years ago, before she disappeared. The police dug deeper. Hospital records, surveillance footage from 2008, neighbors' testimonies, and that's when the truth came out. The girl who disappeared 12 years ago, never disappeared. She was replaced. 12 years ago, Rebecca Monroe had a breakdown. Postpartum depression, severe anxiety, the marriage was collapsing, and Lila had a babysitter. My mother. Her real name isn't Carter. It's Elise. She changed it later. Elise had lost a baby that same year. Stillborn. No one knew except hospital staff. According to records, she never emotionally recovered. One night, she was babysitting Lila. Rebecca took medication and passed out early. Daniel was working a night shift. Security footage from a nearby gas station showed Elise leaving town at 2:14 a.m. with a child in the backseat. Lila. But here's the part that chilled everyone. The missing person report said Lila vanished from her bed. No signs of struggle, because Rebecca woke up the next morning, and Lila was still there. At least, that's what she believed. Except it wasn't Lila. It was another child. A child Elise had taken from a hospital 3 hours away. An abandoned infant girl born the same week. Me. She swapped us. She gave the Monroes another baby, and took Lila as her own. Except the hospital baby she stole died days later from complications. Elise panicked. Instead of returning Lila, she kept her, renamed her, moved towns, created new documents, started over, and raised Lila as Ava. Me. The replacement part. The baby in Lila's bed that morning. Rebecca had been heavily medicated, exhausted, grieving. She believed the child in the crib was hers. By the time doubts crept in, Elise was gone. The DNA database didn't exist back then. No one questioned it hard enough. Until I mailed my spit in a tube. When they arrested my mom, she didn't fight. She just looked tired. I loved you, she told me. And I believe her. That's what makes this worse. She didn't steal me to hurt someone. She stole me because she was broken. And instead of asking for help, she rewrote reality. Now I'm legally Lila Monroe again. The court gave my biological parents custody rights. But they don't feel like my parents. And Elise, my kidnapper, feels like my mom. I lost a family and gained another in the same week. People online call it a miracle reunion. It doesn't feel like a miracle. It feels like being split in half. Here's the part one can't stop thinking about. If DNA databases had existed back then, would my life have been different? Or would I have grown up knowing I was stolen? Which is worse, living a lie you never knew about, or knowing the truth and having to survive it? I took a DNA test for fun. I found out I was a missing person. But the real horror, I wasn't missing. I was living someone else's life. And now I don't know which one is actually mine. If you're thinking about taking a DNA test, just for fun, Just remember, sometimes the past is buried for a reason, and sometimes, it's waiting for you to upload it.